Hello there, my name is Mike, and I want to talk about Black Ops 2. And it's been a while since I've played this game, in all honesty. I haven't played in about a month, but I have a history of this. I usually do quit every so often. It's just how Call of Duty is. I enjoy the game very much, but I want to talk about why I quit so early on. You don't see that too often with Call of Duty players. You usually see them, they'll sort of drift off after January, February, March, April. Around that time is when the game really starts to get old and you start looking for other games. So I really want to explain why I quit essentially right after November and about midway through December, to be more accurate. And it was a weird occurrence, but I have three specific reasons why I quit, and I'm also wondering why I'm getting back into it, because it's a lot different now. Anyways, the first thing I want to mention is that I just got an Elgato HD game capture. Actually, I got it back during Christmas, and I haven't had the pleasure to use it yet, but it seems like a really nice software. I just cannot find out how to use it properly yet. And the recording, I'm going to try to get this in 1080p, so let me know what you think of the quality. But also, the sound was out of sync and I had to resync it, which is just a joke, and that should not have to be a problem. But other than that, I think it's a pretty cool software and hardware, so I'm going to look into it a little bit more for other games as well for the PS3. Anyway, so Black Ops 2. I was so hyped up for this game because Black Ops 1 was an outstanding game, and I highly regard that as one of the better of the more modern Call of Duties. And I'm not going to get into Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3 because those were what we all consider to be less than modern, and I love Call of Duty 1, just putting that out there, but that's not what I'm going to be comparing it to. So Black Ops 2, I was really hyped up, and I was expecting this to be similar to Black Ops 1, but the first thing I noticed when I got the game was the specific problems related to the PS3 after launch. And if you play PS3, you probably know what I'm talking about, because a lot of times the game would freeze, and for the first week or two, the theater mode wasn't even existent. It just froze up whenever you started loading a game. And that was just annoying, especially because I'm trying to get gameplay, and back then I didn't have an Elgato, which, can do flashback recording, which is just a godsend. I just want to make sure it works right. But a lot of the game did not work, and it was a joke, and I think it was a joke for a long time. I'm pretty sure it lasted about a month. I gave the game a month. I played because Call of Duty is one of my favorite franchises, and I played over and over, and I looked at it. My KD was dropping, and of course that doesn't matter too much, but it's somewhat of a detailed way of finding out how you're doing in comparison to other Call of Duties. So my KD was dropping, my win-loss, which I value much more, was dropping like crazy, and I just couldn't understand what was going on. And I think that not only was it the specific problems after launch with the weird crashes and freezing and having to restart the PS3 and all that crap, I also think that lag compensation is huge in this game, or at least it was. Now, Modern Warfare 3 was terrible with lag compensation, and going into this game, I realized that if there's going to be as much lag compensation as Modern Warfare 3, then I might as well just quit now, because I couldn't stand it in Modern Warfare 3, and I could not stomach another year of it. And I remember Black Ops 1 was fine. The hit detection was what some might critique about it, but I had no problems with lag compensation or hitting anybody in Black Ops 1. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Black Ops 2. So lag compensation was a huge factor, but also you guys might have seen the video about skill-based matchmaking. I made a comment on that because I heard, especially because it came from a tweet from David Vonderhaar, that the game was slightly different in the skill-based the matchmaking for public games, and we're not talking about league play. A lot of people seem to have mistaken that. We're talking about public matches using I can't think of the S word. The slight little bit of skill is being implemented into the games you'll be putting into. And he didn't really hint at what it was. He just said that there was skill being determined. And that kind of put an alarm on me. It might have been a placebo effect as well, which is completely real. But for some reason, every single game I went into, I just did terrible because I was probably going against people that were around my skill level. And I'm not going to go into this again, but if you want to see my opinion on all of that, you can check out the video I'll put a little thing on the whatever the screen you're looking at. But yeah, so skill-based matchmaking, lag compensation, and PS3 specific problems after the launch were just the big three that knocked me out, and I couldn't stand it. So I quit for roughly a month, it seems. I mean, I went back and played and realized it was still terrible. But recently I've sort of been playing it again. It's been about a week and a half now, and I'm feeling pretty good. The question is, I need to ask you guys too, why am I doing better? I can only assume the first thing I realized was maybe they fixed some stuff, but I also forgot that the Christmas noobs have joined in on this fray, and maybe that's it. It's been about a month since Christmas, so I don't know, maybe it still is going on, but that could be a possibility. But if that's true, then they must have done something with skill-based matchmaking, because I'm being placed against people who aren't as good as me. So that's an interesting concept, and I don't know what's going on there. Now, the lag compensation, I can definitely comment on. It feels a lot better. You can usually tell when the best way to figure out if there's lag compensation that is noticeable, because you need it in the game when you're playing multiplayer, but when it's too much, it's terrible. And if you go behind a wall and somebody kills you instantly, like you know you're behind that wall, there's no way he could shoot you. It's not a shootable wall, and you still die, then there's a noticeable amount of lag compensation, and so much so that you would have survived if there wasn't so much lag compensation. So I've noticed a lot less of that. I've noticed a lot less bullshit kind of kills, and a lot of my COD players that watch my videos, and just every COD player knows what I'm talking about, bullshit kills. But there's also little freezing. I don't notice too much of this like stuttering or any sort of crashing or freezing and having to restart the PS3. In fact, I haven't had to do that once yet. So it's a lot better in almost every aspect, and I don't know why. Because I remember that I enjoyed the game a lot. The game seemed like it had great substance to it. I liked it a lot. It seems like the guns were somewhat balanced for the most part, except for the SMGs, which I still think are a little too powerful, but I could live with that. And it was really just those big three, like I mentioned, that just knocked me out. But yeah, so I think I'm going to be getting back into this game. I honestly don't know what it was, because I went into the game, there was no patch update or anything, so I'm only assuming they did hotfixes, which is, I never really knew that could actually be used for such big problems like that, but I don't know. If you guys know more than me, be sure to leave a comment below. But anyways, I'm going to be getting back into it, I believe, and I think I will post more often as soon as I can get this Elgato thing to work. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to have to research about how this works, but tell me what you guys want to see. I know you guys want Borderlands 2, I know that. But also, do you guys want to see some cool Call of Duty gameplay? Do you want to see some clips? Got any ideas? Just let me know, because I haven't done this type of stuff in a couple months now, like since summer, since I've done Call of Duty videos. But anyways, that's going to be pretty much it. Also, actually, remember to message me on PS3 if you want to play sometime at mfowler3000. But let me know you came from YouTube, because if you didn't, how am I going to know if you came from YouTube or you just randomly added me from the recent players list, which I usually am hesitant to really do that. So let me know that you came from YouTube, or otherwise it's going to be a big mess. But that's going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this terrible analysis of Black Ops 2, and I guess it's a slight update as well. But yeah, be sure to follow me on Twitter and Twitch for both updates and possible live streaming in the future. I'll see you next time.